truck's horn screamed through the rain. Oma Okoye didn't have time to think. One moment she was crossing the street behind the concert venue. Makeup kit clutched against her chest. The next, blinding headlights swallowed her vision. Then nothing. No impact. No pain. Just the sound of her own heartbeat thundering in her ears. She opened her eyes to find herself pressed against a wall, strong arms caging her body. Ryu Jin, top K-pop idol of the entertainment company she worked for, face, was inches from hers, rain dripping from his perfectly styled hair. But it wasn't his proximity that made her breath catch. It was his eyes, glowing crimson in the darkness, and the black smoke curling from his fingertips. "Don't!" His voice cracked. "Just don't move. Please." The truck crashed into a light pole behind them with a deafening crunch. Oma's legs gave out, but Ryu Jin held her upright. Where his skin touched hers, she felt heat, pulsing and alive. A burning sensation spread across her left wrist, and when she looked down, a crimson sigil was etching itself into her skin like invisible fire writing on paper. "What is that? What did you—" Her voice broke. "What the hell did you do to me?" Ryu Jin released her abruptly, stumbling backward like she'd burned him. His hands shook so badly he shoved them in his pockets. "You should. God, you need to stay away from me." "Wait. I don't." But he was already gone, vanished into the rain before she could form the question. Oma woke in her apartment the next morning, the sigil still burning on her wrist. When she traced it with her finger, images flooded her mind. Ancient temples burning, shadows with red eyes, and Ryu Jin's face twisted in anguish. She grabbed her phone, pulled up his name from the company directory, and texted, "We need to talk. Now." No response. She tried again. "I know what you are." 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Then, "Stay away from me, please. The mark on my wrist says that's not an option." Oma replied. This time the response came immediately. "Rooftop. Sunset. Come alone." When she arrived at work that evening, the other makeup artists whispered as she passed, but Oma ignored them. Her wrist throbbed with each heartbeat, and every time she closed her eyes, she saw flashes of Ryu Jin's memories bleeding into hers. He was already on the roof when she arrived, wearing dark sunglasses despite the fading light. When he removed them, she saw the dark circles under his eyes, the exhaustion carved into his features. "You're not human," she said. "Half. I'm half." He turned away, gripping the railing. "My mother was human. My father was something that should have stayed buried. And the mark. I didn't mean to." His voice broke completely. "I used power I swore I'd never use again. And in my world, that creates a bond." "What kind of bond?" "The kind that gets you killed." He finally looked at her. "Every demon who saves a human life has to pay with that soul. You're marked as my sacrifice." The word hit her like a physical blow. Oma felt her knees weaken. "So you saved me just to kill me later? That's insane. You think I don't know that?" Ryu Jin's laugh was bitter. "I didn't know it would bind us. I've been careful for 3 centuries. And then I saw that truck and I just didn't think." 3 centuries? Oma's voice rose. "You're telling me you're 300 years old and you didn't know your own curse?" "I've never used my power to save anyone before." His desperation cracked through. "I've watched people die rather than risk this. But you, I couldn't just let you." He stopped himself. "Couldn't let me what?" "Die." The admission seemed to cost him. "I couldn't let you die." Oma's anger warred with the strange pull she felt toward him through the bond. "So what now?" "We wait for you to eventually murder me. If we stay apart, we may die or live. If we stay together, my power becomes unstable and I'll consume your soul whether I want to or not." His voice dropped. "There's no good option. You're lying about staying apart." Oma wrapped her arms around herself. "I can feel it when you lie now. This mark, it connects us. So tell me the truth." Ryu Jin closed his eyes. "If we separate for more than a few days, the bond starts killing us both. Slowly, painfully. Then we don't have a choice." "No," he whispered. "We don't." 3 days later, Oma woke struggling to breathe. The sigil had turned black, spreading dark veins up her arm. She looked in the mirror and saw her reflection flicker, showing a different woman screaming silently. Her phone buzzed with a call from Ryu Jin. "I feel it too," he said without preamble, his voice weak. "The separation is killing us. You need to come now." She found him collapsed in his penthouse, black veins covering his neck and face. The moment she touched him, the pain vanished. They sat on the cold floor, hands clasped. 3 days, Oma said. "We only made it 3 days." "I know." A woman materialized from shadows in the corner, silver-haired and beautiful. "Well, this is unfortunate. You actually did it." "Mira, don't," Ryu Jin warned. "The bond is complete. You have 2 choices. Consume her soul and survive, or you both die." Myra's voice was matter-of-fact. "That's it. Then we'll find a 3rd choice," Oma said. Mira laughed. "The last few said that too, right before they died." Ice flooded Oma's veins. "The last few? How many?" 17, Mira said before Ryu Jin could stop her. 17 souls he's consumed over 3 centuries. Oma jerked away from Ryu Jin. 17? You've killed 17 women? I never knew them. Ryu Jin's desperation was palpable. The curse chose them, bound them before I could stop it. I tried to save every single one, but the curse always won. And I'm just next in line. No. He reached for her, but she pulled back. With you, it's different. With the others, it was just hunger. With you, it's real. How convenient. Oma spat. There is one other option, Mira interjected. The fusion ritual. Merge your souls completely. If it works, the curse breaks. If it doesn't, you both die screaming. But honestly, you're dying anyway. Ryu Jin shook his head. I won't risk you like that. It's my life, Oma said, making the decision instantly. My choice. I'd rather die fighting. Oma, please. I said my choice. She turned to Mira. What do we need to do? 3 weeks of preparation passed in a blur. Mira taught Oma to see spirits, to feel power currents. One night, Ryu Jin showed her his true demon form, all shadows and red eyes. I look like a monster, he said, not meeting her eyes. You look tired. Oma touched his chest. When did you last sleep without nightmares? I dream about them. All 17. His voice cracked. They're screams. I'll dream about yours too. No, you won't. She forced him to meet her eyes. Because I'm not dying. We're going to break this curse. How are you not afraid of me? Because I see you. Not the curse. Not the 17 deaths. I see the man who's been fighting for 300 years. She kissed him softly. You're not a monster. I don't deserve you. Probably not, she agreed, making him laugh despite everything. But you're stuck with me. The fusion ritual took place during a new moon. Mira drew symbols in salt while Ryu Jin and Oma stood in the center, hands clasped. Last chance, Mira warned. Once you begin, you can't stop. I'm scared, Ryu Jin admitted. Me too. But I'm more scared of not trying. Oma squeezed his hand. Ryu Jin began chanting. Oma felt his soul reaching for hers. For a moment, she experienced everything he'd ever felt. 3 centuries of loneliness and guilt, and the unbearable weight of 17 deaths. Then the pain hit like being torn apart and rebuilt simultaneously. Ryu Jin screamed, his demon form erupting. The shrine shook violently. When the light finally faded, they collapsed together. The sigil on Oma's wrist had turned gold. Ryu Jin's demon marks had softened into elegant patterns. It worked, Mira breathed. After 300 years, it actually worked. They had 2 weeks of happiness before Oma realized she'd missed her period. The pregnancy test showed positive, and Ryu Jin stared at it in disbelief. This isn't possible. I can't create life. Mira went pale. The fusion merged your essences completely. The child will be prophesied. Born of demon and human. It will either end all curses or unleash them. Which one? Ryu Jin demanded. Nobody knows. But every demon lord will hunt this child. including your father. A week later, Oma's brother Chaik arrived from Nigeria, his face tight with worry. Oma, what happened to you? You look different. She tried to explain, but Chaik only heard demon and pregnant and manipulation. He's got you under a spell, Chaik insisted. This isn't you thinking clearly. You don't know him, Oma said, but her voice wavered. And you do? How long have you known him? A month? Chaik's voice gentled. Come home with me, please. The church has people who can help break whatever hold he has on you. I can't leave. The bond means if I go too far, we both die. Then he's trapped you. Chaik's voice turned cold. That's exactly what demons do. Ryu Jin had been silent, standing in the doorway. He's right, he said quietly. You should go. What? No, Jin. I've trapped you from the start. His voice broke. Maybe if you leave now before it's too late. That night, Oma found a hidden room in Ryu Jin's penthouse. Inside were relics arranged like a shrine. Jewelry, photographs, items from 17 different women across different decades. They were the others, Mira said from behind her. He keeps them to remember, to honor them. It's his penance. But Chaik's words echoed. What if she was just another victim? Another relic waiting to be added? She left while Ryu Jin slept, Chaik's arm around her shoulders. 3 days later, the pain returned worse than before. The black veins crawled up her arms. The baby inside her grew cold. Chaik found her collapsed in the bathroom. He's killing you even from here, Chaik said, fear replacing his anger. We have to stop this. Stop what? The pregnancy, the bond, everything. Chaik paced frantically. I found a priestess who knows about demon curses. She can help. She can save you. Oma wanted to refuse, but the pain was unbearable. Okay, she whispered. Chaik took her to a temple where an old woman waited with ceremonial knives. The child is the anchor, the woman said in perfect English. Remove it, and you're free. Oma lay on the altar, tears streaming. When the woman raised the knife, Mira exploded into the room in a blast of silver light. That's not a priestess, Mira shouted. Look again. The woman's form flickered, revealing a towering demon with eyes like dying stars. Ryu Jin's father. Almost had you, he purred. Chaik stumbled backward. No, you said you were a priestess. You said. I said what you needed to hear. Humans are so easy. Tell them they're protecting someone. Give them a villain, and they'll do anything. The demon smiled. Every doubt, every nightmare about your sister dying, that was me. What have I done? Chaik's voice broke. Ryu Jin crashed through the doors, power radiating from him. Get away from her. There's my boy. Right on time. His father circled them. Love makes you weak, but this child could be useful. So here's my deal. Give me the woman and child, and I'll release you from the curse. You can finally be human. No, Ryu Jin said without hesitation. 300 years of suffering over. Just walk away. I said no. They fought, demon against half-demon, power against power. But Ryu Jin was weakened from separation, and his father was ancient and strong. Within moments, the older demon had Ryu Jin pinned to the ground. The curse demands payment, his father snarled. The soul is mine. Oma understood then. The curse didn't care about love or choice. It only wanted consumption. But she remembered her grandmother's words. Love can save or destroy, depending on who holds it. Wait, Oma said, forcing herself to stand. Take me, but not by force. I'm offering willingly. No, Ryu Jin screamed. Oma, don't. 1 life for 3, she said through tears. That's worth it. A willing sacrifice? The demon looked confused. That's not how this works. The soul must be taken in despair and fear. That feeds us. Then maybe it's time to change the rules. Oma walked forward and placed her hand on the demon's chest. She let her soul reach out, offering itself not in despair but in choice. Light exploded from the contact point. The demon shrieked as the light consumed him, burning away centuries of curses. His monstrous form dissolved, revealing something tired and sad underneath. "Stop," he whispered. "It's been so long since I felt anything but hunger, and it hurts." "I know," Oma said gently, "but it gets better. I promise." The demon looked at his son with clear eyes for the first time. "I was wrong. About everything. Forgive me if you can." "I don't know if I can," Ryu Jin admitted. "Not yet. That's more than fair." His father smiled sadly before dissolving completely, taking every curse with him. Ryu Jin caught Oma as she collapsed. The golden sigil faded from her wrist. "You're free," Mira said through tears. "The curse is broken." But over the next weeks, Oma grew weaker despite the curse being gone. Finally, she made Mira tell her the truth. "Your soul burned itself out breaking the curse," Mira said, her voice heavy with grief. "There's barely anything anchoring you to life." "How long?" Oma asked calmly. "Until the child is born. Her soul is sustaining you both. After that." Ryu Jin made a sound like a wounded animal. "No, there has to be another way. I didn't survive 300 years to lose you now. It's not about accepting, it's about making the most of the time we have." Oma took his face in her hands. "We get 6 more months. That's more than some people get. It's not enough. It never would have been." She kissed him. "But it's what we have." Chaik fell to his knees. "This is my fault. I brought you to him. You were trying to protect me," Oma said firmly. "I forgive you. Now forgive yourself." Oma lasted 6 months. Long enough to feel her daughter kick. Long enough to name her Esi Jin. Long enough to make Ryu Jin promise he'd teach their daughter about both heritages. About love and sacrifice and choosing hope even when despair seems easier. Long enough to watch cherry blossoms bloom one last time. She died at sunset on a Friday, her hand in Ryu Jin's, Mira singing softly. "I'm scared," she whispered. "Me too," Ryu Jin admitted through tears. "Will you tell her about me?" "Every single day. I'll tell her how you saved us all. I didn't save anyone. I just loved you. That was everything." He pressed his forehead to hers. "Then I guess we both got lucky." She took a shaky breath. "Promise me you'll try to be happy. Don't spend 300 years hating yourself." "I don't know if I can." "Try anyway. For me." "I promise," he whispered. Oma smiled. "Good. That's good." And then she was gone. 2 years later, Ryu Jin stood on a temple roof. His daughter balanced on his hip. Si had Oma's eyes, and when she laughed, they glowed faint gold. She pointed at lanterns floating across the sky. "Mama?" she asked. "Yes," Ryu Jin said softly. "Mama's always watching. See how the lanterns glow? That's her light. Still here with us." Mira appeared beside them. She would be proud. Ryu Jin sang a melody Oma had loved. The wind carried the scent of shea butter and roses, and for a moment, he felt her presence wrap around them like an embrace. "Love doesn't destroy demons," her voice whispered in his mind. "It teaches them how to be human." Yesai giggled and reached for the sky with both hands. Ryu Jin held her tighter, finally understanding. Some sacrifices aren't about losing. They're about transforming what remains into something worth living for. They're about love so fierce it rewrites fate itself. The demon's promise had been kept. If this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales where magic meets heart, where darkness finds light, and where love demands everything but gives back even more. Drop a comment telling me which moment hit you hardest. Did the sacrifice scene break you? Were you shocked when Chaik was manipulated? Let me know your thoughts. Your support means the world and helps me create more stories that dig deep into the soul. Until next time, remember that love always costs something, but some prices transform us into who we were always meant to be. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.